Thank you so much for joining us for Your Voice, Your Stories. I'm Randall Newsom. Each week we highlight important issues impacting your community and introduce you to people who are working to make our neighborhoods better. Here's what's on tap for tonight. A veteran-led nonprofit that assists people in need of lawn care services is in need themselves. How you can help.
Inside Baltimore's battle against illegal dumping, how investigators hunt for clues, and one county resident's fight to clear her name after she says she was wrongly cited.
But first, neighbors in the McElderry Park community have concerns about what they've been seeing lately.
Neighbors in McElderry Park are seeing an increase in drug use outside of their homes, and they say they're in need of a solution. Just behind the McElderry Park Community Center, you will find an open field of grass where neighbors say dozens of people come to take drugs, a lot of them homeless.
They congregate back here, like it's just an influx of 20, 30 people back here at one time, and you're having overdoses back here, you're having drug use back here, people are defecating back here.
And it's not just in the field, but also behind neighbors' homes.
It's just awful, it's sickening, and, we're just not getting any help.
Miss Alexander doesn't want her face shown, but has been living in the community for over 30 years. She says she's never imagined this problem would be right outside her door. And she says it's not just people taking drugs, but people selling them right in the alley where she lives.
The control, and 24/7 is traffic back and forth, back and forth. Our area is New Jack City now.
Melissa Kennedy, outreach coordinator for McElderry Park, says they have been trying to help end this problem. And despite people getting services like food pantries and free essential items weekly, she says she doesn't see the homeless clearing the area anytime soon.
Why would you go anyplace else? Why? Why would you go anywhere? You have all the comforts of home here. Even though you're homeless, you got all the comforts of home. So why would you go anywhere? Why would they leave?
I spoke with Councilman Antonio Glover, who says it pains him to know this is happening in the community.
This right here hurts and touched me personally. Myself having a cousin and an uncle for the last 2 years in this community because of drug overdose. I was able to lose those two individuals. So the resources are here. The money is in this community, but I still don't understand why we're still stuck in the situation that we're in today.
He says his office has been working to get people the services they need, like shelters or getting them into rehab. But he says it's still a challenge, especially for those who don't want the help.
And we're here. We're not going anywhere. We want to help these individuals out. But again, it's going to take all of us with a holistic approach.
A Baltimore County woman issued a citation for dumping trash in the city, said she didn't do it and shouldn't have to pay the $500 fine. So how did investigators connect her to a trash pile in Cherry Hill? We joined them on service calls to find out.
I was like, oh my God, what is this? Because I don't go anywhere. So I was really shocked about, receiving a letter in the mail.
Tina Macklin received this environmental citation. She lives in Rosedale, but was accused of illegally dumping trash 12 miles away in South Baltimore.
Cherry Hill? I don't even go to Cherry Hill. That's a long way to take some trash.
But her name was found on this piece of mail alongside other items dumped on the side of the road.
Did it have a fine?
Yes.
How much?
$500. $500.
So Tina requested a hearing with the Environmental Control Board and spoke with a community liaison. Her citation was abated, not because it was unfounded, but because she agreed to go through a diversion program.
Make sure you have the right person, because you can have an innocent person like me. $500? That's a lot of money.
So how do investigators identify the right person? We went on service calls with the Baltimore City Department of Housing and Community Development.
First step when you come to a dumping, you always give it a kick, scare the rats away. It happens. This is Baltimore.
Some may pass a trash pile in disgust, while others dig through it.
Bridgeport, West Virginia.
What?
Chances are she moved here.
David McGinnis, the director of the Special Investigations Unit, loves the puzzle.
Sometimes you get lucky and find like a receipt in a CVS bag or something.
He's looking for clues that can connect this trash to the culprits, and they search for a nexus that tells the story.
West Virginia, maybe she moved to this area, or maybe she moved and ended up being roommates with this person. They both moved out, somebody got rid of the trash.
So you do some kind of investigation before
Yes.
you issue the citation?
Yes, we don't want it to be dismissed. We don't want to issue it in error. So, I mean, we want to do everything possible to make a case that's going to hold up.
But there are only so many investigators to tackle this persistent problem.
I pulled the numbers. We responded to 21,852 illegal dumping SRs last year.
Wow.
With 13 investigators.
And he says they often come across sites like this one.
Oh, wow. So lots of tires.
It's not that many.
That's not that many?
No. We had a conviction last year where the guy dumped almost 3 tons of tires.
He said tires are now harder to recycle and there's a cost to dispose of them. And while he was called to investigate this pile, we also discovered illegally dumped boats, several of them, and the school bus.
I've lived in the city for almost 6 years now. You know, I'm raising my children here. So yes, this bugs me, and it's part of why I enjoy my job, because I have a vested interest in this job.
In addition to responding to 311 complaints, the department has around 100 motion-activated cameras to catch illegal dumping, and they routinely inspect 100 hotspots multiple times a week. The department is stressing education, but also hitting violators with substantial citations and fines, sending a message that illegal dumping is anything but free.
As of October of last year, the department can now post images of suspected dumpers and seek the public's help in identifying them. Fines for illegal dumping can range from $50,000 to $30,000 and in some cases include jail time. In Baltimore, Mallory Safaste, WMAR 2 News.
When you enter Coffee Talk in downtown Towson, the doorbell rings. It lets shop owner Nara Cockerell know someone's come in the shop. So do 4 security cameras, including this one outside the store, provided by the Towson Main Street Collaborative.
It's like an additional layer of comfort and confidence to our customers and the Towson residents.
99% of downtown Towson is covered by these security cameras. It's one way businesses, residents, and police are working together to enhance public safety and reduce crime in the county seat.
We've been hearing that the cameras in the spaces that we've placed them have produced a lot of positive results. We've heard back from the police department that they have helped solve some of the issues that have occurred.
More than 50 outdoor security cameras have been installed by the Main Street Collaborative since 2022, paid for through federal and state grants, and more are planned. That's good news for people like Victorious Lee, who works nearby and didn't know about the security cameras.
A lot of crazy stuff happens out here, and I work around the corner and I get off really late. So I think that's really safe that they have that.
While Baltimore County Police don't have direct access to the cameras, business owners can simply click and send footage when police need it. Towson resident John Rode also didn't know about the security cameras. While he likes the idea, he thinks the focus should be on preventing crime before it happens.
I think if more people knew about it, they would probably work better as a deterrent. Rather than trying to catch people, you just keep them from doing it in the first place.
Baltimore County Police report crime is down 8% in the area in the past year alone, although they can't credit the cameras for the decrease. As for Nara, an increase in public safety measures can be a boost to small businesses like his.
We want them to feel more safer and comfortable to roam around in downtown Towson, help to the local business, local economy, spend their money and have the good time.
In Towson, Maria Morales, WMAR 2 News.
It's a sweaty, dirty job that's also rewarding.
I love it. I love giving back to the community. With everything going on in the world right now, all the divide, it is fantastic to get out here and help my community where I live.
Springer Blankenship and 2 volunteers are clearing yards, ones that are overgrown and unkept for people who can't do it themselves.
She had been reported to the county, and the county was going to find her and have somebody come out here and take care of this for her. She couldn't afford that, so she contacted us, and I came out here to knock this out.
We featured Springer last year, a veteran giving back to his community. It sparked a flurry of people reaching out for help.
To date in Maryland, I have over 50 job requests, so looking for volunteers all the time.
On this day, Kristen and Chris joined him, easing the burden on Springer and joining in on the rewarding feeling of helping someone in need.
I love the opportunity to give back and really support people. I feel like that's what community is supposed to be. And I mean, all the equipment's necessary. They tell you what to do. You get to choose your job, and it's a lot of fun. You get to see a project from start to finish, which in my world I don't get to see often, so that's really fun.
The group is looking for volunteers, and the options are limitless. You can assist with 1 yard or become a regular.
You go to our website, iwantomowyourlawn.com, and you can register to be a volunteer. Additionally, if you have somebody in your community that is in need, you can sign them up or refer them to have their lawn done.
A veteran with some serious tech skills is leveling up the party scene. Coming up, I'll tell you how a high-tech gaming bus is bringing fun right to your doorstep.
With Independence Day fast approaching, we're taking a look at what's in store for the Catonsville 4th of July parade.
I'm Charles Gamarikian.
You're watching WMAR2 News, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back to Your Voice, Your Stories. A Maryland Marine veteran is taking his love for technology and turning it into a business that levels up the fun for the entire community.
One of golf's most storied events returns to Baltimore for the first time since 2021. It's the BMW Championship happening at Caves Valley Golf Club in Owings Mills.
But first, the chairs are out on Frederick Road, a sneak peek of the big celebration with the 4th of July in Catonsville less than a week away.
I'm Jack Watson in Catonsville. Independence Day is fast approaching, and we're taking a look at what's in store for the Catonsville 4th of July parade. Weeks ago, the chairs started appearing here on Frederick Road. The way many here in Catonsville say, this is my spot. It's not just a parade, but a day-long celebration.
From the fireworks point of view, it's a 3-day setup for a 32-minute show.
Richard Snader has been involved with the 4th of July here for about 50 years, including with the mammoth fireworks display. Here we are near the ball fields at Catonsville High School off Valley Road. Back there, crews will arrange the fireworks as they've done in years past.
All of the activities that go on July 4th, all of the people that work on those, make them happen, love to hear the crowd response, because then we know that the community of Catonsville is enjoying what we're doing.
Folks are so excited, in fact, the committee had to put these signs up encouraging folks not to put their blankets down just yet. We are still about a week away, after all. In the morning, a bike ride from Frederick Road to Fort McHenry, and the parade at 3 in the afternoon. On the third base side here, live music at 6:30, and at 9:15, the fireworks. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it for Catonsville.
And we hope that it gives them an opportunity to get together with family and friends and really be entertained by all the activities, and also think about what freedom means and what we owe to all of the people that have sacrificed their lives for this country to be independent and remain that way.
It's a day with a budget of over $150,000, with no government funding, just neighbors and local businesses, ready to celebrate America right here in Catonsville. Jack Watson, WMAR2 News.
One of golf's most storied events returns to Baltimore for the first time since 2021. I'm Xavier Wary here at Cave Valley Golf Club in Owings Mills, where it's the return of the BMW Championship.
The BMW Championship debuted in 1899 and is the third oldest tournament on the PGA Tour schedule behind the British Open and US Open. And for just the second time, it'll return to Caves Valley Golf Club in Owings Mills, which is great news for PGA Tour star Danny McCarthy from nearby in Rockville, Maryland.
It would mean a lot to be here and play in front of family and friends. All my family's still in this area pretty much. All my friends are still in this area, all the ones that I grew up with. So it was something that was kind of circled on my calendar back in 21, and I was a little upset that I didn't make it here. I believe I just missed out.
McCarthy says it's been at least a half-decade since he last played this course.
It's an unbelievable piece of property. From the second you drive in, it's stunning, and it seems like we're at the high point here. So everything kind of seems like it slopes this way on the property.
The championship's sole beneficiary is the Evans Scholars Foundation. Since 2007, the BMW Championship has raised more than $60 million for full tuition and housing, sending more than 3,900 caddies to college. Like recipient Kevin Flowers, who we spoke to last month, he was at Monday's media day as he prepares to head off to UMD this July.
I feel on top of the world, really. At the same time, I'm trying to stay humble.
I'm trying to make it to Maryland and really put my head down and work. It's a great charitable event. It's a great way to give back, and I hope one day that I can give back to caddies like me.
This event will feature the top 50 players in the FedEx Cup standing and will determine the final field of 30 for the season-ending Tour Championship. The BMW Championship Tournament is scheduled for August 12th through the 17th. I'm Xavier Wary, WMAR 2 News.
A veteran turned tech expert is taking fun to the next level, quite literally. I'm Saira Williams, your Voice for Veterans reporter. And after serving his country and building a career in IT, a Howard County veteran is now behind the wheel of a party on wheels.
Oh, there we go.
It looks like a mobile arcade. But what you're seeing is years of military discipline, IT training,
Layer 2 is retro shooter. Oh, yeah, I think it is.
and father-son bonding, all packed into one bus.
My son and I were walking along, and we played Call of Duty together since he was just a young kid. It was great. And I thought there would be a really cool way to play like laser tag in real life, Call of Duty style.
Willie Blunt, a military corps veteran, used his experience in tech and aviation radar to build a business from the ground up.
With my IT background, I can wire things up and make things work the way they need them to work. So once the trucks are built, I bring them back here to Maryland, wire them out the way they need to go, and then we're ready to rock.
He joined in 1994, served 6 years in active duty and 2 years inactive. He came out of the Marine Corps as a sergeant.
Being in the Corps, I was thrown into situations that I don't think I would have had the confidence to work through prior. They taught me a lot of things about myself that I hadn't known or wouldn't have discovered.
With his son Mike by his side, Next Level Gaming is more than just the party bus. It's a commitment to do whatever you put your mind to.
I think it started to rub off on me a little bit. It's like he knows that he has an idea and he's like, if it messes up, it's fine. Or if it doesn't work, it's fine. Just learn from it and keep going forward.
Equipped with hundreds of games, multiple monitors, and custom lighting, it's a high-tech haven for gamers of all ages. For Mike Blunt, it wasn't just about business. It was about sharing a passion that started at home.
I think it's really cool. I get to do it with my dad. You know, not a lot of people can say they have that kind of relationship that they can work with their dad and their dad be their boss and still like love their job and have a good time, you know? So I'm really thankful for it, really grateful that I get to do this, you know? It's a good time.
From serving in uniform to serving up smiles, Willie shows that passion, tech, and community can be a winning combo. In Howard County, Saira Williams, WMAR 2 News.
Like WMAR 2 News on Facebook. Subscribe to WMAR 2 News on YouTube for daily videos.
Fun has no...
Follow WMAR 2 News on social media for daily content.
We are continuing to celebrate Black Music Month, and tonight we introduce you to a product of West Baltimore who's not afraid to take off the gloves. She raps with a purpose and is not shy about where she's from or what she has to say.
Straight off the rip, I won't even let the beat breathe. Style fresh.
I had to learn how to play with my voice. The voice is an instrument. You can't just be one way all the time. It's not going to be fun, you know? So I like to learn how to play with my instrument as much as I can.
With every bar on every hard-hitting beat, she demands your attention, rapping like she's got a chip on her shoulder.
Just having my voice heard, you know, having to prove myself.
Whatever she feels, it comes out in the booth.
Raw, authentic, a roller coaster of emotions.
Try to bring me down and it failed at the plan. Real, recognize real, so the real understand.
I have an angry voice.
Right. I show them how to be a star like overnight. Colder than the polar bite. Queen be no dolomite.
She can also be calm and poetic.
Y'all think it's all about music. No, would that be the problem? Quick to forget that I'm human, all my feelings are bottled.
So where do you get the idea you can be this bold without holding back? How about the place where doves learn to fly?
When she was walking the halls here at Western High School, she was known as Kamaria Hall, but as a part of Baltimore's rising hip-hop scene, we know her as Miss Cam.
All right, don't let this smile and petite frame fool you. She's not here to keep it cute. She's here to keep it real.
freaky, it's Miss Cam. Check it.
This is the very first stage that I've ever performed on, ever. At 16 years old, I really felt like for the first time, I felt a little free, like a little bird almost, like, dang, I'm really just out here flying, singing, doing, you know, what I always dreamed of.
But what you see now as unapologetic confidence wasn't always there. She can still feel the jitters from her debut performance.
It was very nerve-wracking. I was very, very, very nervous, but my teacher, Miss Page, she gave me all the confidence I needed. And she pushed me out on that stage, and you know, I killed it.
And with the encouragement and foundation given to her at Western High.
Shout out to Western, shout out to Doug.
Yes! Only the best.
She's become a force in the city, and she feels like she's on the brink of breaking through to a bigger audience.
Let it simmer. Now it's time to bring the heat, let it simmer.
These days, Miss Cam has dreams of winning Grammys and performing on big stages. In the meantime, she's been getting her flowers in her hometown.
I was blessed to be welcomed with open arms, you know, from the scene in the city, getting into the Baltimore Museum of Art.
Though she's been celebrated for her talent, she's also reminded that as a woman in rap, the road to success, to being heard, can seem longer. But Miss Cam's mic is on, not just for herself, but for the leading ladies who will follow.
Waking up every day and knowing that my voice is going to make sure somebody else's voice is heard. Or even if they choose not to speak, they know that they're understood.
And that track you just heard a little snippet of is her single, Let It Simmer. You can download it on Apple Music. More on Miss Cam and her music journey on our website. Well, if you have stories you'd like us to cover, we want to hear from you. Email us at storyideas@WMAR.com. That's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to tune in again next week for Your Voice, Your Stories. I'm Randall Newsom. Have a good night.